What is going on? I'm Anon Moose. We are here on the Zmod account. Now, this is time for your weekly reminder. Don't forget to upgrade, renew your creator boost. You cannot put the same capitalization in twice in a row, but you can put the same name in twice in a row. So throw in Zmod in capitals, throw in Zmod in lowercase, or look for another creator and support them. I suggest doing the little guy who is doing their own thumbnails and their own video editing and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, the choice is yours. Nonetheless, engine rooms, that is the question. Is 4 the perfect number? Should we move to 5? We're going to look at my tech tree, and I'm going to show you what I was hoping to do, and then what I gave up on. So as you can see here, let's just do a quick screenshot madoodle here. As you can see, I do not have either of the GBE nodes. I went all the way over. Let's just get rid of that. I went over and got troop damage first. Troop damage for me was far more important. If you had a choice of 50% troop damage or 5 GBE, I think we all know you'd go for troop damage. So I have a little bit extra keys as a result of not getting the GBE. And so what we're going to do now is spend them. Now, realistically, if you're one of those people who is smart and plans well and all of that sort of fun stuff, what you should probably do is save so you have enough keys to go from here to here to here to here to here to here, all the way over to here. Now, which direction you go, whether you go through here, probably would be better, but you could also go this way. Regardless, if you can save up enough keys to get over here, let's just back all this junk off so we can actually see it. If you can save enough keys to get Kavan, get this building health, and get bombardiers somehow in here, I think you're going to be able to absolutely crush it at 5 engine rooms. I don't have the patience for that. So what we're going to do is a bit of an experiment instead and see, can we win without all that stuff? Because we're going to probably, as soon as we get into 5 engine rooms, we're going to be facing off with people who have Kavan and people who have shocks and people who have all this extra stuff. And most importantly, they're probably going to have bombardiers. So we're probably going to get wrecked. But the only way to find out in reality is just to do it. And that way, hopefully, if it goes really well for me, you guys can follow along, or you're already ahead of me, or maybe you'll just learn from my terrible mistakes and realize that you probably should save. Stick around for more in right now. We're just going to unlock. Here we go. 5th engine room. Things are getting interesting. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I've never seen a 5 engine rooms in this season. I have not scouted. I have not planned. So this is going to be interesting. Let's just see how far along this path we can get. Okay, let's first of all turn on Do Not Disturb, shall we? So you don't have to get bothered by Apple News. I didn't see what the news story was. If it was something big, a big deal, please let me know. Now, initially, I considered going this bottom road, but I think I have to go up through Kavan. But regardless, we've got to get Grenadiers to get started anyways. We can't go past that. So what you need to do is realize that there are some rumors that unlocking that next node, the fact that I unlocked Grenadiers did bump my tech level up a little bit, so maybe I shouldn't have upgraded that. We don't know exactly how matchmaking works, but I believe that unlocking that Grenadier right there bumped my tech level up, which wasn't super smart because I can't go past there and I'm not going to use Grenadiers. So lesson number 1, check your keys, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, we're going to place this extra engine room, and I got to put it somewhere. And the fact that this middle part's opened up is going to be interesting because, as you can see here, this back ramp suddenly got huge. So I have to make a new base, but we're going to live with this for right now, I think. I'm going to get absolutely murdered. So there you go. Lesson number 1 about moving to 5 engine rooms, which really isn't a lesson, everyone knows this already, is you need to make a new layout. And I'm not going to do that in this video. We're just going to try and get some chests, hopefully do all right, but I'm not feeling super confident at the moment. Let's just swap this over into here maybe. Can we do that? Just to get 1 defense in front there. This is going to be an absolute slaughter, I think. If I can win at this level, I'm going to be amazed. This video is well planned out, as you can see right now. By the way, this video is being launched when I'm sleeping. Did we just get a 4 engine room base? 1, 2, 3, 4. This person has 4 engine rooms. Am I not seeing one? 1, 2. That's what happened in my last video. I think they only placed 4 engine rooms, but they have 5 because they've all of a sudden got this big... I think they just upgraded, much like I did, I'm going to guess. So we're just going to do the same thing. Now, I have been messing around with all heavy choppers on my other account, and it is ridiculously strong. I highly, highly recommend the all heavy choppa meta. It is incredibly strong. You will burn through everything. But it does require some extra GBE, and on this account, as I already mentioned, I do not have any extra GBE, so I will not be doing it. Also, I don't have Barrage. Barrage does not hurt, for sure, but we're a little bit hamstrung. Maybe I should have, you know what? I probably could go back and get a GBE at this point, since we've now unlocked the 5 engine rooms, but as you can see here, we're just going to get slaughtered. Definitely expected to be losing, but as long as we can still pick up the engine rooms, I'm not super duper concerned about this, because as long as we can still farm chests, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, if you're trying to get on the leaderboards or you're trying to be first in your task force or whatever it might be, that might be a concern for you. But for me right now, all I care about is not getting locked in. With warships, there's nothing worse than not being able to progress. And that is what happened a couple seasons ago for a lot of people. So that is my primary concern right now, is just making sure that I can keep moving forward and not get absolutely stuck. So far, I think we're basically guaranteed to lose here, but at least we can move forward and get this down. Now, possibly not placing that engine room would have been an idea, because this person is clearly going to not give me all the possible GBE just by not placing that last engine room. But I don't think that is something that is a big, big concern for us, because either we're going to win or we're going to lose. I don't think it was based on GBE. I think it was just based on my terrible, terrible base, to be honest. But on the plus side, 5 engine rooms in one. I don't even get that 5th. Oh, that's a complete jerk move, Amit. Okay, so we only got 4 engine rooms. We won! Amazing! First ever victory at 5 engine rooms. Does that count as a victory at 5 engine rooms? I'm taking it. I'm so glad we flared that last engine room, to be completely honest. Now, what we need to do here is move... Is there any way we can make this slightly more difficult? We're just going to move this sniper tower over into here just to give us something. Anything. Now, they still have to walk through all of this stuff, which is good. But now that I'm using heavy choppas and rocket choppas, the last attacks I did on my other account, obviously not on video, were with all heavy choppas. And I ended up taking the base down in like 3 minutes, I think it was like 40 seconds or something like that. So suddenly using rocket choppas seems like a step backwards. So let me know which you're using, because it really, really does feel like this has been a step backwards for whatever reason. Now, I have to choose between coming at it from here and coming at it from over here. And I think that coming from the left-hand side is going to be better, because that'll give us time to get our GBE. But then, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to drop Miss Everspark first. Obviously, we don't have Kavan. I'm waiting for there we go. First engine room is down. I assume we're just going to get absolutely pummeled. I'm waiting to see someone just pummel my base so that I can show their replay and see what people who are legitimately at 5 engine rooms, not fake 5 engine rooms like me, are using, what troops are using, and how my base just gets absolutely pummeled. So looking forward to that after this. So far, Russian name dude seems to be doing fairly well. We'll just have to wait and see how far into this I can get. A couple of you asked how I keep my rocket choppas alive. Honestly, just drop them last. And I like to drop my my troops on a bit of an angle when you're attacking the 4 engine room bases, especially, just so that you can make sure that your Everspark and your rocket choppa stay off you want them to stay to the inside. If they get out to the outside here, like they did in my last attack, you can end up having them get picked off from the sides, and we definitely, definitely don't want that. Now, as soon as we get past these two, I'm done. So as soon as we get past these first two buildings, I'm going to flare those next two engine rooms. But I wanted to make sure we don't have any high damage buildings behind us, because as soon as you have those high damage buildings behind you, you're likely to lose your rocket choppers as they get shot in the absolute face. So now just mowing. Rocket Choppas just don't have the oomph, sadly, so we're just going to have to hope that we can get this down very, very quickly. Let's go. We're going to lose. But on the plus side, we have to do at least one less attack, one fewer attacks in order to get an extra engine room. So that's a bonus, I suppose. 5 engine rooms for the win. Come on, here we go. Maybe we were planning and chatting so we have a chance of winning. I really, really don't think so. So ideally, I could come on here and show you all wins, and you guys could talk about what an amazing player I am and all this junk. But overall, I just want you guys to see the choices that go into this tech tree, and hopefully that can influence your choices for yourselves as well. So let's just show what they're using. I'm going to guess it's all heavy choppas. Let's find out here. Yep. Oh, Zuka's in behind. Nicely done. I like it. So I do actually have Zukas, so possibly I could be mixing some Zukas in. My mortar's not doing much work to the Zukas there, as you can see. Also, not having what are those things called? Rocket launchers could also be an issue going forwards. Going to have to see about that for sure. Now, one thing to be aware of, realistically, by the time people get way over to here to bombardiers, we probably want to have our rocket launchers up to level 4. That's kind of my guideline and my goal. If people are going to move to bombardiers, we need to have some oomph to get them on the ground, and I think rocket launchers might just be the answer for that. Let me know how you plan to defend against bombardiers, or if you think there's just no hope in defending against bombardiers. I now have a choice between getting Kavan and tanks. If I go towards tanks, we can possibly unlock that. I'm not sure exactly the tech level required, but I'm thinking I'm going to wait for bombardiers. Otherwise, we're just going to get smoked. I don't think this bottom road is the answer. Again, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback. I really do think that extra defensive building health, that extra troop health, and bombardiers is just too darn good to pass up. So let's get one more chest, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, by the way, I am not awake. I think I started to say this, then got distracted. I am not awake right now. Recording this video in advance, posting it tomorrow, just so that I have something. I've already posted a video today. It's War Factory Day. I am going offline, heading to my parents' cabin in the middle of nowhere. No electricity, no running water, no people. It's hopefully going to be wonderful, and just I'm excited most just to not have internet or news for at least a day or so. I feel like I'm just getting pounded by all sorts of terrible news at the moment. If you haven't watched it yet, there is, I think his name's John Krasinski or something like that. And please, I'm not good with names or celebrity names, so if I'm totally wrong, please do let me know. But it's the dude from The Office. He's got a good news of the day, good news of the week show going on the YouTubes, and I recommend it. And if you guys are like me, you get stuck into the bad news or the just not great news, let's get our rocket choppas away. Otherwise, we only have one heavy left over there, and they were going to get exploded by that boom cannon, not to mention everything else that was likely to shoot them in the face. So it's not often that you actually use flares, I find, on this season, but sometimes you've got to use them to keep your rocket choppas alive. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time. So now we just need to get all sorts of critters going, just so those boom cannons are not completely shooting me in the face. As you saw there, I threw them a little bit too far to the right hand side, which allowed that flamethrower to range them, which was not ideal or less than ideal. So probably should have thrown them a little bit to the left. That is my number one piece of advice for you. When you're throwing in warships this season, it's all about critter placement. Find a place to put your critters, and it will keep your troops alive, which will make it so that you can keep playing if you don't have instant training, and it will make you win. So you don't need a ton of GBE, but you do need to use the stuff that you have fairly carefully. Now we're going to flare that engine room because there's nothing behind our rocket choppas, and we should be able to take this down fairly quickly, since realistically nothing is going to be shooting our Rocket Choppas. Now, I know I have a terrible, terrible habit of tapping on the gunboat abilities. I'm sorry in advance. Also, some people have noticed that these kind of rocket choppas will occasionally stay in behind. Also, those heavies need to be reflared now that they've landed. Otherwise, they will not attack and follow an active flare, which is a bit frustrating. I think we've got a win, maybe, which is kind of pathetic. So maybe people are holding back and not coming to 5 engine rooms because we really should not be winning with that terrible base. And this person just retreated. So perhaps rushing 5 engine rooms is the answer. I know rushing engine rooms typically is, but I'm a little bit late and I have not been getting all my chests. So I figured me and anyone who hasn't gone 5 engine rooms should probably wait a bit. But it's looking like, based on the fact that I'm 2-1, which is pretty acceptable in my mind. I thought I was going to get absolutely steamrolled. So far this experiment seems like it is bearing some fruit, as they say. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go this way. Now, probably could do something smart, like drop 1 heavy choppa in the middle here. Not going to do that. I'm just going to go all to the right-hand side, get things out front, because as you can see here, nothing can range this right-hand side. So we can end up getting all sorts of heavies dropped as we wait, which can help aid our power. As soon as those things start turning, I'm going to throw my critters. Look at that perfect spot. This base is not designed super well. We have that perfect spot for throwing critters right there on top of that machine gun there. That is, I don't know if you guys ever play volleyball or not, but I'm not good at volleyball. I just know that playing based on fun, silly things is that when I'm serving in volleyball, I'm looking for the person who looks the most nervous. That's the person I want to hit the ball to. And in warships, that's kind of my go-to, is just find the weakest part and just keep serving at it, because that is what gets you the win in beach volleyball when you're playing recreationally anyways. And in warships, I just made like a parallel between warships and beach volleyball. How good is that? Probably terrible, but nonetheless, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, because that is what it's all about for me, is just find that weak spot and just keep firing critters at it. So over here, we've got this spot over here. Obviously, machine guns have a blind spot, so we can get that shock launcher turned, we can get those cannons turned, and now, realistically, I probably should be flaring that engine room because we're getting a little bit behind here. Again, I really do wish that Boom Beach had that like panic music, and right about now that person would be getting that panic music where they're like, oh crap, they're down to their last engine room, and hopefully we can take this down. Flaring this engine room is a bit of a gamble because there's going to be all sorts of things shooting our heavies and our rocket choppas and our heavy choppas, but I think, oh man, the gamble almost paid off, but I think he's got us. So 2 minutes, 1 second. Not a bad time, but we're probably going to lose this one, folks. But on the plus side, picked up 2 chests, and we're hanging fairly okay at the 17 tier. So lost by 7 seconds. With a little bit more oomph behind our army, I think we can hang here pretty well. Sitting at 17, 18, right in the middle of gold, which is a comfortable place to be for sure, because that way you're guaranteed to be getting gold chests down here. Would like to press, but like I said, going to be offline for 3 to 4 days now. Hopefully this gave you guys some insight of whether or not you should move to 5 engine rooms. I'm probably going to go back and get this gunboat energy, but for now, just hanging out. I don't think Kavan is going to do a heck of a lot for me until I get bombardiers, but he's definitely going to be, you know what? 52 plus 28 is 80. Not quite there yet. Hopefully my math is sound. So that's the next thing. We're going to move up to building health and hopefully hold people off. Curious to see. I think I have 100% building health. Let's just double check that. Building health, 100%. What did these folks have? Your replay. Let's just see what they had. Can't see it in the replay. Awesome. Fantastic. So not super helpful there. Supercell, perhaps that could be added to replays. Maybe if any of you guys saw that in the previous attacks and want to comment, please do let me know. But that's going to be my next step, I think, is just GBE can wait. As you can see, I'm not lacking on GBE. And if we can get 50% extra building health, it's way better than 5 GBE. And why I say 5 GBE, in case that's not clear, is all it's going to do is give us 10% gunboat energy, and 10% of 52 is going to be either 5 or 6. Anyways, that's all for me. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic Easter weekend. Hopefully you're happy, home, and healthy. That's my new thing. Happy, home, healthy. If you have any more H's to add to that, please hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, as always, I'm Zedmot. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. And I shall talk to you soon. Peace.